Hello, Henry here from IELTS LATAM. So a few days ago I made a video in which I gave you a top tip for speaking better English in English exams, and that top tip was to slow down a little bit. And I'm here today to say that although that is a very good tip for speaking better English in exams, it's a little bit of a simplification and I'd like to go a little bit deeper, a bit more advanced. So instead of just slowing down, just speaking a bit more slowly, in fact, I'd recommend that you experiment with speaking at different speeds while you're practicing and also while you're in the exam. So while you're practicing, if you're learning a new grammar structure or if you're improving an element of your pronunciation, I'd really recommend to speak much more slowly and deliberately in order to really practice perfecting it so that you can assimilate it into your English and then later start saying it a bit quicker and a bit quicker and a bit quicker, just to see how fast and how fluently you can say this thing and at what speed you can say it. Also, on exam day, in speaking part 1 of the IELTS exam, you may be asked a simple question like, what do you do? Now in my case, I'd say, well, I'm an English teacher. I've been teaching English for the last 12 years or so. I used to teach in London, then I came here to Colombia and I've been teaching here for a few years. But these days I mostly teach online. I can say that quite quickly, quite spontaneously. I don't have to stop and think about that very much. And it's something that I've said many times over the years. I've practiced it a lot at different speeds. However, in speaking part 3 of the exam, you may be asked a question which is a little bit more socio-political, a bit more abstract, maybe something you haven't thought about before. The examiner might ask you, do you think it's appropriate for parents to allow their children to use smartphones? And you might think, well, that's a complicated question. Nowadays, all of us use our smartphones all of the time and they are very useful. So on one hand, maybe it would be a good thing for children to get used to them, know how to use them, know how to utilize them correctly. But on the other hand, they can be very addictive and children might have access to inappropriate content or may spend too long on them and be distracted from doing other things like socializing with their friends. You see, that's a little bit more of a complicated question. I needed to pause a little bit more between ideas and express some of those ideas a little bit more slowly. So, the first tip, slow down a little bit. This is a good tip, but a slightly more advanced tip is to experiment at speaking in different speeds just so that you have that control over how fast you can speak. If you need to slow down a little bit, you can, but sometimes you might want to speed up a little bit. So, if you'd like more tips on how to improve your English or any tips relating to the IELTS exam, follow me on all the social media and send me a message and I'll help you out.